What's going on, guys? This is Mr. Affleck9916, and welcome back to the MLB 16, the show, Road to the Show, episode 88. Here on Thursday evening, I hope you guys have all had a good week so far. I am about ready for this one to be over, and Jack Davis is about ready for this game to be over because he's going to start out the episode with a base hit for an RBI against him, playing here against the Miami Marlins. That runner was already on base when he came into the game, so it won't count against him, but the next batter is going to hit one to right field. That one gets to the wall, and it's going to be a double. Runner gets to third, so now the tying run, which would be my RBI, is on second base. The next batter comes in, 1-2 out, and we're going to get him hit on the ground. First baseman Fields, he'll step on first, and we are able to rally and get the save. So Jack Davis continues to start off fairly well. He only had that one bad game in 2 episodes ago, but he's now 5 for 5 on the year in save attempts, 184 career saves, also closing in on 100. Coming into his next game, you see that ERA exactly at 3, 4 strikeouts in 6 innings, 5 saves in 7 games. That average against the lefties is at 600 right now. That's insane. Playing against the Nationals in this game, and they're going to start out with almost a base hit in the left field, but a good sliding play by the left fielder to make the catch for the out. Take another look at this one. He just moves in, a little slide, and he got it. So nice little play there by the left fielder to save a base hit. Next batter comes in. We get him down 0-2, and he's going to take a ball up high, so it's now 1-2. We're going to come back with a pitch low and away. That's going to be a hit on the ground up the middle. He gets that changeup and turns it into a base hit. So that's another hit against Jack Davis. I've let up actually a fair amount of hits this year, despite the fact I've only let up 2 runs. Next batter comes in, 2-2 pitch to him. It's going to be a sinker that misses low and away. So it's now 3-2. Going to try to get a double play, though. We get him striking out on the changeup. So we do get the strikeout right there. We're lucky he didn't lay off that because it would have been ball 4. But, hey, I can't complain too much about that one. We're able to get the strikeout. Here's another look at that pitch. Looks like it's fastball, but then it just goes right out, drops right out of the zone, and a little bit too slow for him on that changeup. So next batter comes in, 1-1 count to him. He's going to swing and miss at a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, so he's down 1-2. Then on 2-2 going with that changeup again, he hits it on the ground to third base, flip over to second, and we get the out, and it's yet another save. So we're 6 for 6 on the year as the Mets celebrate their defeat here of the Washington Nationals. I think we're just hovering right again around 500 at this point in the year as well, which is kind of annoying. But coming into our next game, you see that ERA now dropping 2.57. So at this point, if we can get it down to 2.0, I'd be pretty happy because, that's a good recovery. It was up high after that one bad game. That's what's kind of tough about being a closer. You have one bad game, and it just ruins your ERA. Because I've only let up a run in one of my games. It was that 2-run game, I think, against the Atlanta Braves. And that can just destroy your entire season. If it wasn't for that, my ERA would be 0 right now. So sometimes that statistic is a little hard to look at because, the year I got sent down to the minors, I shouldn't have got sent down. My ERA was like 4, even though I was like 13 for 13 in saves because I was coming in with 2-run leads, and I kept letting up a run but still getting the saves that year. But God, I'm glad that year's over. I'm glad I'm on the Mets now. Next batter, he's going to fly out, runner will tag at the 30, turns around, 30's heading home. The throw to the plate, they got him. What is he doing? He tried to tag from second to home, and he got what he deserved. The Mets win in a bizarre fashion. That was a routine flyout. All right, it was fairly deep, but it was still a routine flyout, and he tried to tag from second to home. What an idiot. We get the save in the weirdest of fashions. Let's head off to Cincinnati. Let's get Joey Votto to strike out to start out this episode. I'm probably going to be heading to Cincinnati in a couple months to go to a baseball game. Last summer, as you guys know, I went to a New York Yankees game. Did a little vlog on that. I think I'll do a little vlog this April when I head down to Cincinnati. It's about 2.5 hours from where I live now in Ohio. And I've never been to a Cincinnati Reds game before. I've been to Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and New York, and maybe Cincinnati will be another one that I can check off on my list of going to another ballpark. But I've heard really nice things about the park. I guess that'll be something you'll have to look forward to later on in the spring. Obviously, MLB 17 will come before that, but even before MLB 17 will be this save. Jack Davis's 8th here of the 2022 season. He gets a 1-2-3 inning in Cincinnati, and we are going to play another game here. There's that ERA down to 2. 7 strikeouts in 9 innings, but that ERA at 2.0. So trying to get into the ones right here. We got a 2-1 lead here, and we are going to miss on a strikeout attempt, so it's now 2-2. We're going to come back with a sinker. That is in the dirt, so it's now 3-2. Going to try to finally get him on the fastball, and that's going to work. He doesn't strike out, but he pops it straight up. Catcher will get under it, wait for it to come back down. That was a high pop-up, but he gets the out either way for the first out. So next batter comes in, 2-1 pitch to him. That one's going to miss inside, so it's now 3-1. Trying not to give him anything to hit, but trying to throw a strike here. Unfortunately, I'm just going to miss. A walk is better than a home run, especially with a 1-run lead. But that does put the winning run now at the plate and the tying run on base. So next batter comes in, first pitch to him. That's going to miss low with a sinker, so Jack Davis missing a little bit in this game. Next pitch to him, it's going to be a fastball on the ground, third base, over to second for one. The first, double play, and we get the win here against the Reds. We win the series. I don't know if we swept them, but I think we won 2 out of 3. So we come into Cincinnati, get a couple wins, and now we can head back to New York with knowing that we are 9 for 9 on the year in saves. Pretty fantastic right there. Coming into our next game, actually, we're not heading back to New York. We have to head down to Florida for a couple games, down to Miami. I freaking hate this ballpark. It's just an ugly ballpark. I think I've shared that opinion before. It looks like something a preschooler would have made. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of it, but you know what else I'm not a fan of? Having to face Giancarlo Stanton. I am a fan of striking him out. That's exactly what Jack Davis does right there. So good start to this game. Next batter comes in, 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a changeup. So we get the first 2 batters to strike out, and there are 2 gone here in the bottom 9th. Take a look at this pitch once again. That's that changeup again, and gosh, that wasn't even close. How do you swing and miss at a changeup that far out of the zone? Boy, I guess he's having a bad day. Next batter comes in, 3-2 pitch to him. He's going to hit this on the ground. Should be an easy play. Oh, man, the third baseman, he just let that go behind him. He let it go behind him, and that they call it a base hit, but it should have been an error. And look at the guy in the back with an old Florida Marlins shirt on. That was pretty funny. I just noticed that now. He's got one of those retro shirts on, and we got one of those saves going on as we get the next batter to strike out. So 3 strikeouts in the inning. We don't strike out the side, and we don't get a 1-2-3 inning because of our third baseman. But hey, we got our 10th save of the year now in the double digits on saves, and we still haven't blown a single save. That's about good pace right there, you know. I want to be able to make 10 out of 11 saves, you know, because I can get 50 save, 5 blown saves in a year. That would be a pretty good year in my opinion. But either way, playing against the Chicago White Sox in our next series, we are now back home here in New York City, and my ERA is at 1.64, so Jack Davis really playing well right now. First batter for the White Sox is going to take a strike. It's going to be a Brett Lawrie. 1-2 pitch to him. He's going to chop it on the ground. Catcher fields, and he tags him for the out. The announcer was making a big deal about this. He's like, how the heck do you tag a guy when he was already standing up swinging? The catcher, I guess, I don't know, Brett Lawrie just must be slow. I don't know what's going on, but next batter comes in, 0-2 pitch to him, and he's going to pop this one up. Actually, that's not a pop-up. That's a pretty deep fly ball. It ended up going fairly deep center field, but he did get just a little bit under it, so I guess you could call it a pop-up, just a weird definition of a pop-up. We get the out. Next batter comes in, 1-2, 2 out. He swings and misses, and we complete this inning. It's not a save because if you looked at the score, we're losing 3-2. We end up losing the game, but we do get a 1-2-3 inning, so that's what you like to see from Jack Davis. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. We got some more stuff coming up on the weekend for you guys. Still thinking about doing that dorm room tour on Sunday since I wasn't able to do it last weekend, but make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the series. For now, we'll see you next time. I'm Mr. Affleck 9916. Peace.